Meghan and Harry, these absolute cretins.
Have you been hanging out with Meghan and Harry since they've been in California?
No.
What do you think of them?
They're ridiculous. They want it both ways. You know, you can't be, these people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
Meghan just wanting her privacy, but not being able to find it with Netflix cameras in her face, which is weird. Because I'm usually, when I want my privacy, that's what I do. I hire a team, a videographer, and I sign an $88 million deal with Netflix and a $25 million deal with Spotify. And I feel sad for them. I do. I feel sad. I don't know why they're not able to get their privacy. And she is a victim. I believe it. I have been programmed to believe it.
This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
What is the #1 question that mystifies scientists?
Is there life on another planet?
Oh no, why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags?
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
It's another bag.
And that confuses people.
I'm not a Meghan Markle fan. There's more to life than how you look and how your friends think of you.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
You know, you're just fragile. You know, just take a hint from the Queen.
Never complain, never explain, and rarely be heard speaking in public.
You're complaining about your hard life.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard and
you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous. I totally agree.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
And this is the psychopathic elements.
before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email, because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or
Wow.
here's you playing with the dog.
Wow.
The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal.
Wow.
Oh my God. I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Are you in love now more than ever? Are you in love? How happy and beautiful is your husband? He's so beautiful. Do you love?
Meghan is a trained actress. What she does is that she studies people. She's not a good actress, but she is a trained one, right? She's been doing it her entire life.
Do you care about the royal family?
Of course not. I said this to people who are royals to their face. I'm not going to call you Your Highness.
What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
The as ever Meghan Markle jam right here. Bought this for you.
Oh,
It's come all the way from Montecito, as Meghan would like you to know. Because it's not even a jam, it's a spread.
Your review of the jam, of the spread?
Underwhelming. I want my money back, please, Meghan.
I wanted my money back. I was very disappointed.
Meghan Markle, and she is a manipulative person.
Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this?
This is a lady who's very popular for being awful.
Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean?
And just go along with the nonsense. That's what's so annoying about them. The most of all, they insist that you go along with their nonsense and their insanity.
Take me out back and shoot me, okay? Just end my agony now.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her.
I don't like her.
There's nothing I like about her. So I just wanted to say that if you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable, okay?
Well, she never stops whining.
It's the cry bullies. And as I said, raised wrong. So they think when someone disagrees with them, it's a hate crime.
Yes. That Meghan Markle is rather difficult.
That she's victimized by being a princess.
You know, they create all these problems like narcissists do, and then they blame everybody else.
Even when she was giving us reality, she couldn't give us reality. She has the non-it factor. It's amazing. She's actually good at this.
I've never heard of the Clever company, which you've just mentioned. Ironic name. Meghan is anything but clever.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
Well, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. So, did you catch the latest spectacle in the Meghan Markle saga? Yep, it's that same entitled princess who one moment claims she's just a private mom trying to protect her family, and the next orchestrates glossy magazine covers and jam launches like they're the world's biggest humanitarian cause.
Meghan Markle's jam is out and the reviews are horrible. There's a photo of hair in the jam. So gross. The reviews are so bad, it's being called the scam jam. Clearly, jam is not her jam. It's a scam. Reviews have also said that the jam was watery when it was first opened.
Meghan Markle has thought of everything and you can literally just pour it on. Oh, she is the best business manager, CEO, entrepreneur, I don't know. Look at this.
Leading to questions about how the product travels. Even though it was expedited, when we stuck our spoon into Meghan's raspberry spread, its consistency dripped off the silverware like a sauce. This is what happens when you just pay to have jam put in a bottle and then you slap a label on it. No quality control.
If you're already rolling your eyes, buckle up, because what we're about to reveal will make you question every carefully curated headline you've seen. You won't believe the bombshell evidence we've uncovered. Today, we're diving deep into the newest controversies that have exploded around her public persona, dissecting every forced tear, suspiciously timed PR stunt, and behind-the-scenes brand strategy that's left everyone asking, is there anything she does real?
But I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
My authentic self is going to live my life really authentically, make choices authentically. Being able to be so authentically myself.
I've never seen this sort of. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
So grab your popcorn, because this is about to get wild. Now, here's where it gets interesting. For years, Meghan has been on this relentless campaign to show that her relationship with Prince Harry is the stuff of fairy tales. In every interview, every speech, every social media snippet, she gushes over how they're soulmates, rewriting the script of a modern Cinderella story. But is it genuine affection, or is it all just an elaborate performance?
Your husband just shared publicly for the first time. He said, I'm so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do.
When did he say that?
This week. It's everywhere in the press. Yeah, it's beautiful. But how does so you don't know this. Okay, so you're hearing this for the first time.
That's sweet.
I love that you're hearing this for the first time. How does that make you feel?
Oh, he's such a great partner.
Critics argue she's gotten so good at reciting her lines, she could earn an award for Best Actress in a nonfiction role. Even her fans have started to wonder, why does it all feel so scripted? We've heard from unnamed Hollywood insiders who claim that every time Meghan steps out in public, she's following a meticulously planned script. Think about it. Why does every statement sound pre-packaged and ready for a Hallmark movie? Now, before we dive deeper, don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to Meghan Cringe Markle. Speaking of cringe, let's talk about that oh-so-emotional podcast appearance with Jamie Kern-Lima. If you haven't heard about it, consider yourself lucky. Picture a podcast episode loaded with tearful confessions, heart-to-heart revelations, and nonstop ego-stroking.
Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now.
Oh. Oh my God. Dan, I threw up in my mouth.
Yes.
How are you?
I know you always make it about today. By the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about.
And Meghan's accepting all these compliments. I know I'm great, aren't I?
On paper, it reads like a riveting personal growth session. In practice, it felt more like a scripted marketing pitch. Listeners quickly took to social media to express their collective eye roll. Tweets ranged from, "Is she ever authentic?" to, "I swear even her tears have a PR team."
You're not even gonna believe me. She's crying in them.
Like, we zoomed in just to see, there isn't a tear in sight. Dan, look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear? There's nothing there. Look, it's an actor's trick. She just keeps wiping and wiping and wiping, so we think she has a heart.
I know, it's shocking. She's never once played a victim, but she is going to cry, and you will like her, and you will see her as a victim, no matter how many dollars it takes.
The harshest critics accused her of faking vulnerability for the sake of headlines. But here's the kicker. The mainstream press conveniently left out these scathing reviews. Instead, they focused on how brave and open Meghan was, painting her as a champion for women everywhere. What's the real story behind that podcast? Insiders say it was time to coincide with a brand rollout, a carefully orchestrated plan to push her new jam and home goods line. Yep, this is how the modern media game is played. Serve up some tears, let the public feel sorry for you, and then casually mention your new product line.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
A full house, and you bought her 2 little pints of ice cream? But anyway, it's the thought that counts, right?
It's a tactic we've seen 1,000 times before, but rarely with such a regal veneer. But hang on tight. If you thought that was manipulative, wait until you hear what Prince Harry's been up to on the BBC. Because if Meghan's turning the tear ducts on for the cameras, Harry's definitely not shy about stirring the pot on his own family drama.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. I would love reconciliation with my family. I've always, there's no point in continuing to fight anymore. Like I said, life is precious.
That Harry is as erratic and unstable as a lot of us have been speculating. Yeah.
And he was in court that week and his lawyers were arguing that his life was at stake in the UK.
Critics, however, see it differently. They claim Harry is weaponizing public sympathy, stringing along bits of personal drama to keep himself relevant and cast his father in a questionable light. Some even say he's fueling a smear campaign against Buckingham Palace, using the BBC as his megaphone. Of course, if you watch mainstream coverage, they act as if Harry is bravely standing up for his family. But if you sift through the social media commentary, you'll find a different take altogether. People are asking, is he leveraging his father's reported illness to gain more public support? Is this just another episode in his ongoing grievance tour? The timing is suspiciously close to their big announcements about new projects, which leads us to suspect that there's a carefully orchestrated PR engine driving all these stories. And that's just scratching the surface. Because while Harry's busy on his soapbox, Meghan's rolling out her brand strategy, using, wait for it, jam. No, seriously, jam. It's time to talk about one of the strangest entrepreneurial moves in modern celebrity history. Yes, you heard that correctly. Meghan is apparently branching out into jam and home goods, a line many have ridiculed as more of a publicity stunt than a genuine business.
But now you're living in California like a wannabe Kardashian, hawking jellies, jams, and dog biscuits. Good for you, girl! Good for you!
I know. Social media erupted when the products sold out almost immediately. But according to industry insiders, the launch had very little inventory to begin with. Manufactured scarcity is the name of the game, folks.
Love how she's like, we sold out in 45 minutes. Meanwhile, not said is, what was the inventory like? Honestly,
right, that's
like,
what
for all I know,
too.
she had 20 jars of jam and 20 of her weird popcorn things.
How does this tie in with her public tears and emotional confessions on that podcast? Simple. It's a well-known marketing tactic. Make yourself appear vulnerable and relatable, then unveil your product with fanfare. People buy into the persona, not just the jam. But that begs the question, did it really sell out? Or was the stock so low that a handful of purchases gave the illusion of overwhelming demand? And let's not forget her repeated anecdotes about writing emails to her kids every night. Admirable, right? Critics, however, label this as yet another staged performance of perfect motherhood.
Before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning. Or here's a picture of you two having breakfast. Or
wow.
Here's you playing with the dog.
Wow.
The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal.
Wow.
Oh my God. I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Talk about killing two birds with one stone. You get to be the relatable, emotional mother figure, while also subtly promoting your brand. Is there any aspect of Meghan's life that isn't part of a larger media strategy? Now, before you think this entire fiasco was orchestrated solely by Meghan, let's give credit where credit is due. The podcast host, Jamie Kern-Lima, played a key supporting role in the spectacle. It's time to pull back the curtain on that relationship, folks. You might think that a podcast host would offer some challenging questions to dig deeper into Meghan's stories. Instead, what the world got was a starry-eyed cheerleader chanting Meghan's praises like her life depended on it.
Today, by the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about. Wow.
And Meghan's accepting all these compliments. I know I'm great, aren't I?
This level of uncritical adoration raised eyebrows across the internet. Listeners commented that the conversation felt more like a carefully orchestrated PR event than a genuine interview. If we dig deeper, we can see how this kind of PR bubble becomes a self-feeding beast, one that Meghan expertly navigates, according to some cynics. But that's just one side of the coin. Meanwhile, conservative commentators are calling Meghan something far more incendiary. Let's talk about those claims of narcissism and her alleged obsession with controlling every storyline. If you thought calling Meghan fake was harsh, you'll want to hear what conservative firebrands like Megyn Kelly have to say. They haven't just labeled as a spotlight-seeking opportunist. They've gone so far as to call her a malignant narcissist.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
In reality, as I said, these women are narcissistic, they're problematic, and they are women to avoid and not women that we should be putting onto a platform. But this is the year of the crazy woman.
Pretty strong words, right? The term malignant narcissism implies a harmful, manipulative personality type, someone who isn't just self-absorbed, but actively destructive in their relationships and interactions. According to these commentators, Meghan has perfected the art of victimhood, while simultaneously directing every scene from behind the curtain. They allege she's got a script for every occasion, from heartbreak interviews to philanthropic photo ops. Now, people often ask, why would the media go so easy on them? The simple answer? Scandal sells. But so does hero worship. Some outlets seem determined to frame Meghan and Harry as courageous underdogs battling the oppressive forces of the royal family. Meanwhile, critics say the real story is a meticulously maintained media empire that thrives on sensational headlines. But the Markle brand isn't all roses. In fact, they've had their share of epic failures, especially when it comes to their foray into streaming platforms and big corporate deals. Buckle up, because it's about to get messy. Remember when Meghan and Harry inked that massive Spotify deal? The hype was enormous. Global podcasts, groundbreaking series, a deep dive into the couple's life and philanthropic endeavors. Fast forward to today, and that arrangement has largely fizzled out, with rumors swirling about low audience engagement and creative clashes behind the scenes.
A perfect view into big entertainment companies, which are apparently dumb enough to feed these people's delusions of grandeur. First, we already brought you the news that Spotify is ending its relationship with Harry and Meghan. Reporting indicates that they were paid some $20 million for 12 episodes. And despite this astronomically high rate per episode, Meghan apparently could not find the time to actually conduct interviews herself and would have someone else do it. She would then edit in her voice as if she was the one doing the interview. One of the craziest things I have ever heard.
Talk about a letdown. Then there's their Netflix partnership, which launched with much fanfare, only to be met with tepid reviews. Some viewers found their series dull, contrived, or lacking any real substance. The couple's critics seized on the flop, arguing that it exposed the truth. Beyond the royal titles and the pity party about how they've been wronged, there just isn't enough substance to maintain viewer interest.
I spent the morning watching that Meghan Markle special, and it sobered me right up. It was so boring.
It's like you could. I would sooner you really offend me or just like I love a bad watch. I love a good bad watch. This is not that. This is really grueling to get through.
Yeah.
Harry apparently reneged on many parts of his deal because he just had too hard of a time coming up with something to actually say.
Insiders also whisper that Meghan reached out to top-tier wellness brands, think Goop-level collaborations, but was turned down. Why? Allegedly, she's too polarizing, and no one wants to risk alienating their customer base. For someone who claims to be a champion for all women, you'd think major brands would be lining up around the block to team up with her, right? Apparently not. With failures stacking up, the duo has doubled down on their self-styled mission of speaking their truth. But from where critics stand, their truth looks a lot like whatever version of events is currently profitable. And there you have it. The unfiltered look at Meghan Markle's ever-unfolding storyline, complete with bombshell revelations, questionable media alliances, and brand strategies that leave even seasoned PR pros scratching their heads. Is Meghan just a misunderstood icon trying to carve out her identity in a ruthless media environment? Or is she the ultimate puppet master, pulling every string behind the scenes for personal gain? The mainstream press wants you to see her as a heroine, bravely tackling adversity. Meanwhile, conservative pundits and an ever-growing online community view her as a textbook narcissist, weaponizing the media to fuel a self-serving agenda. As for Prince Harry, he's not exactly an innocent bystander either, raising serious questions about what role he's playing in this ongoing saga. One thing we can say for sure is that none of this drama is going away anytime soon. With each new podcast appearance, product launch, or family feud, the public gets yet another glimpse into a royal fiasco that feels more like a reality TV show than a love story. So if you're curious about what mind-blowing twist comes next, perhaps an all-new project that sells out in record time, or another round of heartfelt confessions that conveniently drop when the spotlight begins to fade, you'll want to stay tuned. In the meantime, let's not pretend the mainstream media doesn't have a dog in this fight. They're primed to capitalize on every tearful confession and sensational revelation, churning out articles that either canonize Meghan or drag her through the mud. And trust me, we'll be here to sort through all the spin and give you the real deal. So, what do you think? Is this a carefully crafted PR performance on an epic scale? Or are we watching a couple desperately trying to break free from a system that wants to tear them down? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, because this roller coaster isn't slowing down anytime soon. Who knows what bombshell evidence will drop next week? Until then, remember, when it comes to Meghan Markle, there's always more to the story than meets the eye. Subscribe now, and don't miss a single shocking twist in this ongoing royal soap opera. We'll see you on the next ride. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.